Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Friday the 17th of November. As usual in one of these stock videos, we're going to look at two UK and two US stocks. In the UK, we're looking at the property sector, looking at British Land, which has the code BLND, and Great Portland Estate, which has the code GPOR. In the States, we'll be looking at Advanced Security Services, ADSW. That's announced a secondary of about $155 million. That will be pricing in the next hour or two. And we'll look at the Buckle, which is the code BKE. That is announcing results today. We'll look at those charts. Let's look at those charts. So starting with British Land, and you can see that this week there's been an engulfing candle. That usually is a bullish sign. It's also taken the index above the 20 and 50 week moving averages, which are now turning round and slightly moving upwards. It's also improved the momentum. The RSI now in a nice uptrend, back above 50, 55.6, and the MACD short term just starting to diverge from the longer term, and that is a bullish sign as well. Moving on to the daily, you can see that the jump up over the last couple of days has taken the stock above all the moving averages. They're all moving upwards and will all give support. So there'll be initial support from that 200 day, which is at 617.27. There's a slight bit of resistance from the highs that we saw in July and August. That starts at 628 and goes up to 631. So be aware of that. But momentum is strong. You can see the RSI up at 68.13. And again, we've got a divergence short term above the longer term MACD, and they are above zero, and that's flashing by as well. On the shorter term, the 4 hour, not a lot to say about this that hasn't already been said. Maybe we're slightly extended from the moving averages, but it's broken its trend and has got very positive momentum. Okay, moving on to Great Portland. Again, we've had an engulfing bullish candle on the weekly. Hasn't gone back above the 50 week as yet. So just finding a bit of, and that's still moving sideways, so it's finding some resistance there. That's 631.52, but there is support from the rising 20, 607.67. On the daily, again, very much like British Land, where we've broken up through the moving averages. That 200 will give initial support. That is at about 627. Below there, the 20 and 50 are moving up. Slight resistance from June, which is seen at just below 640. Momentum strong. RSI has broken its downtrend and is at 59.12, and the MACD are back above zero. On the 4 hour, it's not over. This 4 hour isn't as overextended as we were on British Land. Moving averages moving up well. The 20 and 50 will create a golden cross probably on Monday or Tuesday, which will be positive and could see us break to the upside. Good solid momentum with the RSI up at 67.23. So overall, on the two UK stocks, I would say they both look very attractive, and you should expect further upside. Moving on to the Americas, and advanced display. As I said, this having a secondary at the moment. It will price the next hour if it hasn't priced already. I'm expecting that to price below 23. You can see that the uptrend was broken with the decline that we had a couple of weeks ago. I would expect now for there to be a further decline. That's the weekly. Looking at the daily picture, again, we've had this consolidation over the last couple of weeks. To me, this looks like a flag in the downtrend. That left a gap. It was the start. It was the second gap that we've seen to the downside. I would expect a move to the downside on this secondary and to break this short-term uptrend that we're in. Momentum has improved, but it's not gone positive, so we've still got negative momentum, and it could move back down. The RSI presently 43.51, and likewise the MACD, although they have improved, they're still well below zero, and the longer term actually is still going downwards. And on the 4-hour, very similar picture to the daily. The pricing will be below 25. The key to this chart is this rising 20 average. That's at 22.78 and is a key level for today's trade. Momentum is picking up, but we're still below 50, 49.57 on the RSI, and the MACD are ticking up, but they're still below zero. Moving on to the buckle. They've got figures coming out today. Here you can see potentially a reverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, which will break into the upside. That could very definitely see us go to the next resistance levels, which are seen between 24 and 27. Momentum is strong, both on the RSI 62.11 and on the MACD, where we've seen the short term go back above zero. On the daily, you can see yesterday we broke to the upside on positive momentum. The RSI up at 72.25. Really, it would be a surprise if that upside did not continue. All momentum seems to be to the upside, and we're in a very nice uptrend. MACD also indicative of that upside momentum. And on the 4-hour, similar picture here. All the moving averages moving up well, breaking to the upside on solid upside momentum. So that's been TA for traders, looking at Great Portland, British Land, Advanced Security Services and the buckle. I hope you found the video of interest. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. You then get email updates when I come out with other videos. I don't just cover single stocks. I do equity indices, commodities and the FX markets. If you subscribe, you get an email when I come out with new videos. I'm not around next week, so there'll be no videos next week, but they'll recommence the following week. Thanks for watching. Please do remember that these videos are my opinion and are for educational purposes, and they're not an investment recommendation.